Welcome back to BetX, and it's time for us to get into our World Cup bag. Today, we are previewing Group C and Group D of the World Cup competition. Group C, we got Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. Group D, France, Tunisia, Australia, and Denmark. A lot of football to be getting into, Harris, so I'm going to go with you first. We're talking about Argentina, so there's only one person to really talk about, right? Lionel Messi. They're virtual lock to qualify from this group right now. The odds reflect that it's minus 1,600, which means barring some major catastrophe, they should be going through. Mexico's at minus 120 and Poland minus 110 are closely matched as well. So let me ask you, Mr. Harrison, tell me about Messi going into his final World Cup. What's the story there?
Yeah, he's hoping that the last one is the best one, in the words of our friend Alex Monaco. You know, first segment, last segment, best segment, ra-ta-ta-ta, all that stuff that Alex does. With that being said, he's going into this tournament with a lot of momentum. 35-game unbeaten streak for Argentina, 2 more, and they would actually tie Italy's record. Also for the 7-time Ballon d'Or winner. He has, let's see here, 6 goals in 19 World Cup matches. They've, and then also as a team, as individuals, 90 national goals, which is a record for the country. So he's on point right now. As you can see, their obvious favorite. I don't know if he can get the top goal scorer. That might be Harry Kane's award to win or top honor to win. But I think they could actually win the whole thing, at least according to what EA has said. So you might end up with the golden ball. You never know. But obviously, they're rolling in with a bunch of momentum. It's his last one. I don't want to see him go out on a bad note. So we'll see what he does.
All right.
Oh, and then also, too, yes, let me ask you, when it comes down to Mexico and Poland here, what are you expecting out of these two teams who are pretty much going to be competing for that second spot to get out of the Group C?
Yeah, well, you know, this is going to be the ageism portion of our program, right? People say Mexico, they're one of the oldest teams in the World Cup. I see it as a lot of experience, all right? This is a lot of experience that you're getting in wisdom. And who better on Mexico's side than Guillermo Ochoa, right? 5 straight clean sheets to close out the World Cup qualifiers. Here's some numbers for you. 130 appearances for Mexico. And at 37, he's tied for the second oldest on the squad. So if you have that stability in goalkeeper position for your team, you should be all right. So Mexico should be able to make another run. And then on the other side, we're going to Poland. You got to talk about Robert Lewandowski, all right? The all-time top goal scorer for the Polish national team. 76 goals, 134 appearances, and he has 18 goals in 19 UCL and La Liga games for Barcelona this season. This is a guy who's been a mainstay in world football, and he should be the one that could be the difference maker for Poland to get into the next stage. So, Sean, let's talk a little Denmark. They're an interesting team right now. They're known to be very balanced. They beat France and Austria twice in the Nations League, and they're favored minus 280 to qualify from the group and plus 225 to win it. Which player is the key to them advancing to the knockout stage?
Yeah, Denmark is right where you want to be right now. They won 9 of 10 qualifying matches, but you got to look for the maestro, Christian Eriksen. Fully back from the cardiac arrest episode that he had in the Euros. He's the guy that pulls the strings for them. He's the midfielder, stable guy. He's kind of like the point guard. That's kind of how I look at Christian Eriksen in his game. He could push it on offense. He could also give it up. Keeps those guys cohesive on offense. Right now, minus 280 to get out of the group. Christian Eriksen is the guy. And versus Tunisia, plus 210, anytime goal. He can do attack play, hold up play, whatever you need. He's the guy for the Danes. All right, EC, I'm coming to you. We got to talk about the defending champs, France. They won the World Cup 4 years ago, and they have 2 of the best goal scorers in the world. Kylian Mbappe, plus 800 to be the top goal scorer, only behind Harry Kane. And then we have, of course, the Ballon d'Or winner, Karim Benzema, who actually was not on the last World Cup squad. He was left off, so that's a big motivating factor. He's 5th at plus 1,200 to lead the tournament. Would you sprinkle a little cheddar on any of those guys to get it done?
You know what? I might sprinkle a little cheddar on both of them. You know, they are both phenomenal players. You look at Kylian Mbappe, the young superstar around this world, 19 goals in 20 games for PSG this season, and in World Cup qualifying games, he has 5 goals in 5 goals in 6 qualifying games. This guy is outstanding. He's the youngest player. He and Pele are the only players two players ever to have 2 goals in a World Cup game under the age of 20. So he is just lights-out superstar. And when you look at Karim Benzema, this guy, Player of the Year, FIFA Player of the Year this season, having an outstanding season. So, I think it really comes down to who's taking the PKs, who's taking those penalty kicks. Yeah. He's going to have the advantage in being the top goal scorer in the World Cup. So with France, there's going to be a ton of goals being scored.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know France missing Conte. That's going to be one. Conte out, Pogba out, so they're not going to be at full strength. I know my squad, Chelsea's missing Conte. I need to give him my hamstring or whatever the Lord, whatever ACL, MCL, he could borrow that for the season. We definitely need him back, but it's going to be interesting. I feel like this is wide open. These are 2 wide open groups.
The one interesting point for Argentina and Messi is if he wins, if they were to make a big run, he could get the player of the tournament award purely off the strength of him being him.
Yeah.
Even if he didn't perform that well. It'd be like a career. Well, here you go, man.
It's the him award. It's the him award for the World Cup. It's gonna be Messi. I definitely get that, but it's gonna be really interesting.